Good afternoon on this cold, and I do mean cold, afternoon. You are now watching the Cannon County Chamber Connection, and of course this is brought to us by DTC 3, your cable television, and if you're watching us, you either have that or you're at a neighbor's or you're on the computer, but you really need to get it so you can just sit at home and watch it. It's no problem. You'll like it. You will. My name is Carolyn Motley, and I'm with the Cannon County Chamber, and my partner in crime here is Sue Connolly, and she is the CEO of Stones River and DeKalb Hospital.
Yes,
right?
ma'am, that's right.
And we do this, and you left your little headgear at home.
I did. I had a hat on last time.
You need a hat.
I do need a hat. I do need a cap. That's right.
It's cold out
I looked
there.
in the arts and crafts. I didn't see one. I should have found one and put it on.
I don't think they have them in there anymore. They used to, but I think they sold them all.
Okay, well,
See, that's another thing. We have an arts and craft that is up every day for sale, that they're open. You can come in and look around. So,
and here's some samples right here.
yes, aren't those cute? I'm not sure what they are, but they're
little birdhouses, Carol.
they're really
sculptures.
cute.
Yeah,
They
they're
are really
pretty.
cute. Well, this is a whole new year starting out, and I still haven't figured out what happened to last year. I really haven't. But we do have some guests. This is kind of a slow time of the year. January and February are. But we do have some guests that have stuff going on year-round. And one of those is Brittany. You are with the Art Center, are you not? And there's
correct.
something here 12 months out of the year.
Yes, especially this year, we've got a lot more that we're adding into our program. And I spoke last time on the show about our season tickets that we have available. We're still selling those. They're a great price at $60, and that gets you 6 shows. I don't know if you can see all these here, but we're starting out in March with Tarzan, in May and June with Southern Fried Nuptials, which is a sequel to Southern Fried Funeral, which we did last year. In July, we've got Bring It On the musical, which is a really cool, lots of gymnastics, brand new musical. It's the first time we'll be doing it here. In August, we have Ghost the musical. You remember the Patrick Swayze
how
movie,
could forget?
of course, yes.
I remember the pottery making scene.
I think that one makes it into the musical. I think it's going to be pretty cool. In October, we've got 12 Angry Men, just a great classic courtroom drama. And in November, we have Mary Poppins, which everyone is already really excited about.
I'm excited about
that. So we've
that.
got a really great lineup, and it's only $60, which is over 20% off of if you were to buy the tickets individually. And if you get a season ticket for students, it's only $50, so it's an even better rate.
And actually, you have Jungle Book coming next month.
We do, and that's something that's not included in our season because it's in our Young at Art series. But we have the Jungle Book, which is going to be doing school matinees during the week for school groups. But we have 2 public performances of that, and that's February 14th and February 21st, which is a Saturday, and it's a 2 p.m. matinee. So it's a great time just to come bring the kids out for the afternoon. We definitely recommend getting tickets in advance for that because we think it's probably going to sell out. But again, that's the Jungle Book February 14th and the 21st.
If you've never seen Jungle Book, the music is worth going to.
Now this version is not a musical version. It's not the Disney one, but it's based just on the Rudyard Kipling, the book that came out, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Mary Wilson's directing it, and she's incorporating some dance and adding in a lot of fun stuff. So it's not your Disney version, but it's still going to be a lot of fun for the kids.
Well, good.
Well, somebody might hum a few bars while you do
Exactly.
It'll be okay. You'll enjoy it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, now is the Mary Poppins like the movie Mary Poppins?
It is.
It
Yep,
is?
the
Okay.
Disney show, and this is a brand new show that's just come available. So we were
Good.
one of the first theaters in the area to snatch it
Good.
up.
I hear it's fabulous on Broadway. There was a lot of wonderful reviews. I just didn't get a chance to see it, so I'm very happy it's coming here.
And there's lots of magic tricks and all the same things that you remember from the movie. So it's
Yeah,
gonna be
good.
fun. We do have one more event. I almost forgot. It's on January 25th. It's called Ponder Anew, and it's a World War II story that's told by Carol Ponder, and it's a story she tells about her father and his experience in World War II. That's going to be on that Sunday at 2 p.m. on the 25th. We're going to start putting out information about it this week, but that's definitely check our website, artcenterofcc.com, and we'll have more information about that soon.
Okay. And then, of course, like I say, the arts are here. I mean, the gift shop is open every day that the art center is open, so you can come shop. You don't have to wait for their craft shows. But of course, they have some really good craft shows during the year. So
Yeah, I bought a couple of really neat things there, and everybody's like, "Where'd you get that?" I said, "Cannon County
yes.
Art Center."
Lots of good
I
Christmas
support the arts. That's right. So, well, good, Brittany. You always have so many wonderful things here. And you know, if it's a Saturday or Friday and you don't have plans for the night, if they have tickets, you can always call up and just say, "Hey, do you have a couple of tickets?" And they're really good to get you in.
And they're available online at any time
Yeah.
too. So if you're trying to call and you can't get through, you can always get online and make your purchase right there through our website.
And the other thing you can get newsletters or updates. So if they get on your website and want to sign up for that, then they can receive all those notifications, which is really helpful as well.
Exactly. There's a couple different newsletters. You can sign up for the volunteer newsletter if you're interested in coming here, volunteering with us, and kind of seeing what happens behind the scenes. And we have an audition newsletter as well. If you or someone that you know is interested in auditioning for a show, we're always casting from people just here in our community.
And if you like the theater, you can always help out with scenery and everything,
Oh
can
yes,
you?
definitely.
they
Yeah.
always
Always
need
use people.
volunteers.
Yeah.
They do. This is a big operation. You don't really realize that until you're here for a while and see everything that goes on. And then you'll realize that they need help.
Well, anytime you put on a production, you need help. You know, there's a lot to it.
There is.
Yeah.
Well, just changing out the scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, last year for Southern Fried Funeral, you had a whole kitchen in there, down to the cabinets and the refrigerator and the stove.
Yep. And then we had to clean up the food fight every night
Yes, you did.
afterwards.
Yes, you did.
Oh, goodness.
And you didn't want to sit on the front row on that one. So
Oh, good to know.
probably the one that is a follow-up to that might not. Do they have a
I don't
food
think
fight
there
in
is a
that?
food fight in the Southern Fried Nuptials, so there shouldn't be any splash zone areas that you have to look at.
No cake
It's
or
still
nothing.
really funny though.
Well, I happened to go on vacation, and I went to community theater to see one of my daughter's friends perform, and I have to say that while it was good, it was nothing compared to here. And it was in a major city. Nothing compared to this community.
See, I've had people tell me that from Nashville.
Yeah, it's amazing. If you haven't been here, I don't know what are you thinking? Come on. So anyway, it's great.
Thank
So,
you.
And it's not expensive.
No.
I mean, it really isn't. You can't go anywhere anymore for what? What's a ticket?
Our ticket prices, if you buy them individually, $15 for adults for a
Right.
musical. It's
And then
comparable
for
to a movie ticket.
Seniors and students, it's a little less.
Yep, seniors
isn't
and
it?
students are $13 for the musicals and only $10 for the non-musicals.
Right.
And then most time during intermission, you could go to Erin's place and get a cup of.
Well, we're not doing intermissions anymore.
Oh,
but
you're not? Well,
you
we'll
could
shut my
definitely
mouth.
come eat before the
Okay,
show.
absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely, you could.
Make a
Sorry,
whole night
Erin.
out of it.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Yeah.
want dinner and a show? $20? Come on. Where else can you go for that?
That's right.
Erin will tell you. Well, Brittany, I work with you every day, and I got to say that this is a well-organized. It is. I mean, they may not think they're organized, but if you're looking at it, it looks organized.
It's good to know.
I don't know that behind the scenes everybody's going, you know. But
Organized
it looks
chaos during the
well
show.
put together.
Absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. I'm glad you didn't embarrass Brittany today.
No, I won't talk about how cute she is.
Don't talk about how pretty she is and everything. Don't do that. So
Well, I told her I wouldn't do that anymore.
I know.
All right.
Let's talk about how pretty Erin is.
That's what I was
Yes.
gonna say. You
Now,
can always tell me.
Aaron could appreciate that. I don't know that Brittany appreciates it that much, but Aaron could.
Take it while you can, sister.
Aaron, you are a co-chef at the Blue Porch.
I am.
right?
I am. Yeah, my mother and I, Wanda, we run the Blue Porch here at the Arts Center of Cannon County. And we're just a meat and three restaurant, but we specialize in vegetarian, vegan, and gluten-free. So any dietary restrictions people have, we can accommodate them for that.
And you can't just call and say, I want a menu for the month or for the week, because you don't know what you're going to fix every day, do you?
No, we have a different menu every day. We just cook with whatever tickles our fancy. So, for instance, today I got some wild oyster mushrooms, some locally grown wild mushrooms. And so tomorrow I'm making a wild rice oyster mushroom soup.
Wow.
Is tomorrow Experimental Thursday?
It is Experimental Thursday, yeah. Every Thursday is Experimental Thursday, and we do all kinds of fun stuff. Tomorrow we're doing soups, but we've done African food a couple different times, Japanese. We travel all over the globe on Thursdays.
Wow. Wow. Well, I have to tell you, I ordered, I don't know, maybe 8, 10 dozen cookies for my corporate office to send off. And I got so many phone calls, and they were moonshine. I was like, they said,
interest,
anytime you want to send us any cookies, you just go ahead and do that. They just love those, Erin.
Wonderful.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah, our cookies are kind of taking off on us.
Yeah.
I think our final tally from Thanksgiving to Christmas was 7,500 cookies that
Wow.
we made.
Wow.
Yeah, so our cookies are
Well, do
going.
you not have them in different hotels or motels?
Not
or-
yet. We're
Not
working on
yet,
getting them
okay.
into a couple different places. Right now, you can call us or come by the restaurant and get them.
If you're looking for a gift that is unusual,
And
they can
Tennessee.
do you a gift basket, and they can put Short Mountain Distillery cookies and Aaron's hot sauces in there because he specializes in those, and you have several different flavors
We've
in
got
that category, don't
I
you?
think this year I'm going to have 9 different flavors of hot sauce, and all of our hot sauces are made with peppers grown right here in Cannon County. We don't import them from anywhere. We buy them local. Buying local is something we really believe in. So
Most of your food, even in your restaurant,
as
is
much as
bought
we can get our
locally.
hands
So
on.
give me an example of what kind of flavors you have in your hot sauce.
I have, this year I've got Bodacious Red and Bodacious Green. Those are fermented sauces. Roasted Pepper Red, Roasted Pepper Green. This year I have a Peachy Keen, which is a peach moonshine hot sauce.
Oh.
V-Shine, which is like a V8 hot sauce with moonshine in it. I've got a red and green cayenne sauce. And I've got one that
That's
I'm just...
for Christmas, isn't it?
Well, it's just for whenever. It's for when you want it hot. And then I also have a sauce this year that I'm just calling X.
Ah, the
And let me-
mystery sauce.
It is hot.
It is hot.
I mean hot.
So if you have any sinus problems or the flu, you get
That's
some of that, it'll
absolutely
burn the
right.
heck out of you.
You
Yep.
know, that's what I've never understood about hot. I don't want anything that makes my nose run and my eyes
good
water
for you.
and burns my throat when I go to swallow. I thought, I'm not happy with this. You know, this is not what I want. If it's just a little spicy,
Just a little
I can
spicy,
do
spicy,
that,
you like
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that want to be burned up.
Oh, I
already.
do. Yeah, when I go order Thai food or something like that, I tell them I want melt my face hot. That's generally the term I
Bright
use.
red to
Yeah.
match his hair.
Yep.
Well, and you're planning maybe some other events for the Blue Porch. And of course, the Blue Porch, if you want dinner and a show, they're right here. And for most of the shows, you are open.
If there's a show, we're here whether there's a show or not.
Okay.
So we do breakfast and lunch Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Friday and Saturday, and then an after-church lunch on Sundays.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yep. And some of the events we've got coming up, we're going to start doing monthly date nights. And it'll be when there's not a show. And it'll either be on a Friday or Saturday night. And it's going to be a really nice sit-down, high-end dinner. And we're going to make some cocktails to go with it, or a glass of wine, that sort of thing.
Very nice.
And we're only going to take 50 reservations for each one.
That's a great idea. I
So,
like that.
Yeah.
It is a good idea.
It is
isn't it?
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so we're always thinking of some new ideas, and so you can check out our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/theblueporch, or theblueporch.com, and that's where you can stay in touch with what we're going to be planning, what we're going to be doing, all that sort of stuff.
So, Erin, I also understand you cater, like for this room. Give us examples of that, like weddings and things like that.
Here at the Art Center, we have a event facility now
Okay.
that can seat up to 200 people, and you don't have to use us as a caterer, but we would certainly like you to.
You're not going to turn them down.
No, we're not. And we have all the tables and chairs that you need. So you can contact the Art Center. They're in charge of booking the room, and then talk to us about the food. And we're also a caterer, not just here, but we do off-site catering too. We take food to Nashville or Franklin or just about anywhere you want food taken, we can get it there.
And you deliver a lot of places right around town, don't you?
Oh, yeah, and anywhere right around town, we'll deliver lunch or whatever, and there's no minimum on that, and there's no charge for that. Just call us up and tell us what you want, we'll run it over to you.
But see, they don't know what your menu is, so you just have to dish it up. And take
Well,
it
you can check our Facebook page and the Arts Center website. We post our menu first
That's
thing
good to
every
know.
morning
Okay.
on those two places, so you can look and see what we're having for the day.
Good to know.
The only thing set in stone is every Wednesday we have catfish. Other than that, it's really whatever tickles our fancy.
And yours.
That's right.
And it's worth trying. I eat there just about every day. I really do. I like it.
I always tell her what's awesome.
Well, yeah, whether it is or not, he tells me that. So.
I'm sure
And I
all
take
is.
his word for it every time.
So
And
has he ever gotten you
usually
with
I'm
any?
happy.
Has he ever gotten you anything hot?
Yeah, he has. He says it's not real hot. Well, I can't take his word for it.
So the steam starts coming out of your ears and everything like that. You probably need to
I'm
get that
going,
on.
this is hot, this is hot. But I do enjoy it. And plus, they're very friendly, very accommodating. Now, it is one where you, like a buffet style,
It's a
right?
cafeteria line.
Yeah.
So you come through and tell us what you want. We'll plate it up for you.
And really, on experimental Thursdays, regardless of what country it is, you probably need to get a sampler plate where you can get a little bit of everything and you make up your decision whether you
when
like
you
it
come
or
in,
not.
we'll explain to you what it is and where it comes from, and even let you try a bite, because we don't want to force anything on anybody that they won't like. But we can make some really good suggestions for you and let you try things and try some new stuff that you've never had before.
Well, I have one rule: I don't want it moving.
Well, we don't
When
do
it's
any of
on
that
my
stuff. Yeah, we don't serve anything raw.
I don't
here.
want it looking at me or moving.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay. I don't. That's some of my rules right there.
Well, if that's your only rule, you're probably pretty safe.
Yeah.
I haven't caught anything climbing off the plate
That's
since I've
good.
been here, so
That's-
this is good.
Oh my goodness.
No, they do. I'm teasing him, but they do really have good food. That's no kidding. They do. Well, Aaron, you're right in the middle of lunch hour, aren't
I am.
you? And your mom's not here,
Nope.
and so who's tending the store over there?
Well, I've got Tammy and Heath there over there taking care of things.
They
And
can do it, huh?
packing up cookies and everything else we got
Hot
going on
sauce.
today.
But remember that if you do want to give something a little unique or, buy the people in your office a little something, Valentine's Day's coming up. Some of that red and green hot sauce
Right.
would probably be good.
And we also carry a line of locally made jellies.
Ah.
So we can do a really nice gift basket or any of that sort of stuff anytime.
Good.
Well, actually, when the flea market is in season, not the flea market, the farmer's market, you buy a lot of your products.
Mm-hmm. We buy a
from the
lot of
farmers,
stuff from
yeah.
the farmers market. And then we also set up at the Saturday market in Murfreesboro and sell our cold salads, chicken salad, pimento cheese, smoked pepper cheese spread, and smoked Gouda cheese spread. And we also have those here at the restaurant all the time.
Gotcha.
So you can come in, get a container of
I
those.
think the pimento cheese spread is some of the best I've ever tasted. I really do.
I'm not a pimento cheese fan.
Okay, you
But
might
I
like
might
the
try it. I
Gouda.
might like it. I might like it.
Come try mine. Usually we'll
I
try
know,
mine.
since I'm French. I was telling Carolyn I went a patient room the other day, and I walked in there, and she said, "Are you French?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." But that's where
You know
it
how
comes from.
people determine right off the bat
Yeah.
that may be what you would
Yeah.
be, unless
Right.
you have a sign on you.
I don't think I said,
Bonjour.
bonjour, bonjour. I don't think I was singing Beauty and the Beast or anything, so I don't know.
Okay, Aaron. Well, thank you for
Thank
coming on
you.
the show,
Thanks
and
for
I
having
hope
me.
everybody comes in and
All right.
Enjoys.
I do.
Anytime. Come see us.
All
Okay,
right.
thanks, Erin.
Thanks.
We have some other guests that are coming on now because, like I say, this is a time of the year, and you ladies can come right on up if you like. Oh, come on now, don't you fight over chairs.
Don't be shy.
But we do have things going on all the time, and one of our Well, first of all, Lisa, we'll start with you. Lisa, you have had some really good news, and I want to say, first of all, this is Lisa Barrett, and she is the director of our domestic violence program. Works very hard. Sadly, we have to have one of these, but we do. Well, she's always had a problem with when this happens and people have to be removed from the home for whatever reason. What do you do with them? You know, well, you had some good news, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am. We've been very blessed this year. I've been working for the agency for 7 years now, and during that time, we've desperately been trying to obtain a shelter for Cannon County because we need it so badly. And everywhere we went, it fell through.
Yeah.
But this year, this past year, I must say, because we got it in December, which is wonderful. I happened to be on the radio in Murfreesboro talking about domestic violence and the dynamics and what we do at the agency and some of the problems that victims face and the need for the shelter. And we already had a building picked out, which we knew would be just perfect. And this wonderful gentleman happened to be listening. Well, I know there's a lot more people listening, but this wonderful gentleman who still wishes to remain anonymous, but I'd love to sing his name from the rooftops.
Yes.
He actually, when I got to my car, I had 4 missed calls, and he was actually the first one I called back. And he told me, he said, I really want to help. He said, just touched my heart. He said, what y'all are doing, and I really want to help, but I can't do anything this week. Just please call me next week. And he kind of broke down, and I wound up breaking down with him because he said, I'm burying my wife. And they'd been married for, I think, 51 years.
Oh.
And she died of cancer. And he wound up purchasing the building for us.
Oh, wow.
And since then, we have someone that's working on the shower. It didn't have a shower room. So we have some individuals taking on the shower room for us that are volunteering the equipment and the time for that. We've had the fence material donated for the privacy fence. Mm-hmm. We've had individuals from the community donating furniture so we can furnish it and actually be able to have residents there when they're going through domestic violence situations for women and children.
Well, actually, Lisa, the Methodist Church has the thrift store.
Yes.
And are you not one of the one of the programs that
Yes.
they do the thrift store
The Methodist
for?
Church is actually wonderful to us. They've been for several years now. Brother John Hembry actually used to be on our board, and they created the thrift store strictly to help Cannon County. And all the proceeds go back into the county and half comes to us as a domestic violence agency, and the other half is for the backpack program, which feeds the children when they go home on the weekends, gives them a little backpack to take home with them full of food that they can have because they may not be getting anything else before they come back to school on Monday.
Right. So all of this is a plus situation,
yes,
but of
ma'am.
course then comes the maintenance part of it
Yes.
because you get it donated, but you still have utilities. I know the building you're speaking of, and it actually at one time was not to be lived in, actually, you know, so I'm
Right.
sure like with the shower and everything.
Well, the only thing that we
there's-
have to add at this point is the shower room, and so we've got that one taken care of. But of course, there's going to be overhead with lights and water and utilities and phone, and of course we need more staff to help maintain it. So money's always an
And then security is also a part of that
Right.
because these situations are usually volatile and there's usually some problems that you need to have security for.
Well, we've actually we've gotten a lot of security help through DTC. You know that we've got alarms and whistles and everything goes. I'm like, please don't let me set anything
Oh,
off.
I forgot about DTC being in the security business.
And I'm always afraid I'm going to set something off because the alarms are so loud and the people start calling. Is everything okay? Yes, it's fine.
Okay, what's
And
happening?
I don't want to panic and forget our codes that they let them know that everything's
You have
okay.
to have them tattooed on your arm there.
I think I need to. But yes, security will be an issue, but we're working on all that as well. That's why we're going to have the privacy fence as well and cameras and everything.
Well, tell us how someone, if they're having a problem, would get in contact with you. I mean, you're on TV now, so
Yes.
touch other people's hearts so they can help you with that.
As far as wanting to help and volunteer.
Well,
or donate.
that, and then what happens if you're a victim and you?
If you're a victim in Cannon County, of course, our officers are wonderful. They work well with us anytime they go on a call.
The police officers
Yes.
and the sheriffs.
Yes, the
Okay.
sheriff, the city police,
Okay.
and the county. They're
Okay.
awesome, wonderful. They always tell the victims about our agency.
Perfect, okay.
And refer them to us.
Okay.
Word of mouth, the couriers really well. They have it in there. But our phone number, and it's 24/7. You can call. It's 615-563-6690. And we help with anything from orders of protection to counseling. We help with 24-hour crisis line, and food and clothing, and now shelter. Of course, it's not operational yet.
So, but I think sometimes that people, I think they don't understand that they're in a situation because they've been used to it,
Right.
and so they're afraid to make a change. People
Right.
are afraid of change. They're afraid of bringing it out in the open, and it's not just people who don't have money that this happens to.
No, it's across the board. Anyone can be a victim of violence. I think it's like 1 in 3 women will be a victim of violence in their lifetime.
And what about the shelter? Is that, I mean, there may not be actual physical abuse,
Right.
but mental abuse or other types of
Emotional abuse is one of the hardest because, the bruises and the cuts and things, those will heal.
Yeah.
But the emotional abuse, it's there, and it's
Yeah.
there for life, and you have to work through those. We have a counselor, and she's wonderful. She's going to be working with a lot of the ladies. And we do a lot of counseling ourselves, and the staff do, to try and help because when a client comes to us, their self-esteem is so low
Yeah.
because you've been put down so long,
Yeah.
and you tend to believe it.
Yeah, and you think, you do, you believe it, and you think, well, I'm not worthy of this, and I'm kind of useless, or I'm terrible, or, do you have, like, I know I've seen in other places, and I've not seen it here, but I really don't get out much, is like things in the women's bathroom that say and it has a number that you can tear off
Yes.
and put in their pocket so you can call. Now everybody, for the most part, has mobile phones, but some
Right.
people don't. So in the restrooms, you would have, if you're a victim of abuse, and you
Right.
tear off the little tab and put it in your pocket so nobody could see
We've
you.
actually taken some posters and flyers to the high school because,
Okay.
and I hope I'm going to check, make sure they're still there. But because I know they'll need some more periodically. But because it talks about teenagers also can become victims.
dating
Absolutely,
abuse,
One in
they
5
certainly do.
high
Absolutely.
school students report being a victim of violence, during
Yeah.
their high school years. And then we have them at the hospital.
Okay.
I always give them business cards in some
Okay.
of the doctor's
Yeah.
offices as
Good.
well, and
Good.
in the courthouse, and so
Good.
most everybody knows who we are
Okay.
now and where we are at, and try and help people.
Yeah, and in the grocery stores and just places, because I know in the hospital when people come in, we have to ask them, do you feel safe at home? But I guarantee you, if they don't, a lot of times people don't tell us that.
No, they
Exactly
won't.
right.
And that's why if you have, sometimes we'll ask the family members to leave, and the family members get upset, but they're not going to tell the truth
Right.
if their kids are there or their spouse is there with them. And what about for men who are abused?
We do have services for men.
Okay.
We don't have as many men as we do women
Sure,
and children.
sure.
And we do have a lot of elderly in Cannon
Yeah.
County now,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we do have services for men. A lot of times men will always find somewhere else to go, but we will have a spot in the shelter set aside strictly for
For
them.
just the men.
Yeah, and that'll be, where the population will be separate.
And I think a lot of people are afraid of legal action. So, if there's abuse that we discover as a hospital, we're required under law to
Exactly.
report that. But that's why some people don't tell us. So are you required to call adult protective services or
Yes.
child protective? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We work well with child protective services and adult protective services. When the clients come in, we talk with the clients about child abuse, and we have them call themselves, but if we have to, we can call as well. And we let them know, what happened, because a lot of people don't understand, oh, well, it's just the mother or the victim, the woman getting abused, or the man. It's the children as well, because 15 million children every year are exposed to domestic violence, and of those, it's reported that 60% reported have been physically or sexually assaulted. And a lot of people forget about the children, and they're the smallest, most vulnerable victim.
And then you have to stop that
Yes.
from recurring, or otherwise they
Exactly.
grow up thinking that's a normal way to treat
Exactly.
someone, or to treat a woman, or to treat
Exactly.
their sibling or their spouse. So there's a lot of education that has to go on here.
And it doesn't, it's not just our problem, and it's not just the victim's problem. It's a community problem.
It is.
Because, we're losing money through employees. Employers are losing money because victims are out of work, or the perpetrator's being arrested, or, you're losing money because, claims are having to be filed that the government will pay for victims of violence, because if they don't have insurance and they're being assaulted. But then, you're also thinking about, that victim and the children, and they could possibly die. And a lot of people who don't understand the dynamics, they, well, why don't they just leave? It's not that easy to just leave.
It isn't that easy to just leave. And I see it with people who are highly educated and who can take care of themselves. They still don't want to
Yes.
leave because sometimes they don't want to even admit to their families
Yes.
that they're failed. They think there's a failure on their part. And there's so many nuances to this.
Well, there's, we're living in the Bible Belt. A lot of
Yeah.
times abusers use the Bible as a means to control their victims. And then, I can't leave. You're supposed to be married. And,
That's right.
That's what you do. And then, of course, there's the victim has no job, doesn't have a job or
Right
money
there,
or
right
a
there.
vehicle or any way to go. Where are you going to go? And if you take your children, how are you going to take care of your children?
Right.
You're out on the street, basically.
And plus, if they threaten you, you're afraid. You're
Right.
afraid. And you think, well, and then they're nice afterwards, and they think,
Right.
well, they're sorry. They're really sorry about this.
And
So-
most people don't understand that when a victim decides to leave, her chance, when she walks out that door, they walk out that door, their chances of dying jump 75% right then. Because, if you leave, I will kill you and I will find you. And they have before.
And in Cannon County, that's,
Yeah.
I mean, we're advertising.
Exactly. It's yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to understand the dynamics, and it takes everybody to,
It really does.
it's because victims, if they don't have the support and the help that they need, it's almost impossible for them to leave.
Yeah, but the first step is deciding that they
Right.
need the help.
Right.
Because there's people that sometimes they'll come in my office and they'll tell me stuff, and I'll say, you just need to leave, and I can't leave because the Bible says this and that, and
But then too, you've got to pick your time.
yeah, exactly.
Because you want to make sure everything's in order. And
Yeah.
we have ladies or clients. I say ladies because majority are women, but there are some men. So
Yeah.
I don't want to offend anybody. We do serve men
Yeah.
as well. But if you're going to leave, we want to make sure they know. Okay, this is our plan. You need to know what you need to take with you
Yeah.
when you leave, because you may not be able to get those things back. And of all, you need to make sure you have your children. But the important papers, birth certificates, so, things of that nature.
Yeah.
And, you plan it so you'll have a window there.
Yeah.
To take the most important, but most people in a crisis situation come out of that house with just what they got on.
Exactly. And that's what we get a lot. They'll come in with nothing. But we have a lot of community support. The thrift store, they let our ladies shop for free. Our
Good.
clients, the women and the children, if they need clothes, I send a voucher down and they take care of them, because a lot of times they have nothing except the clothes on their back. We have people that help with furniture if we're getting them into another apartment or somewhere, because a lot of times they don't even have a bed, or anything. And so we have a lot of support from the community. Some of the churches, Iconium Church of Christ is wonderful to us. The Methodist Church here in town, Simmons Chapel.
How long, Lisa, if they're brought to you in the middle of the night, is there a minimum or a maximum amount of time that they can stay at the shelter?
Well, the shelter, when we have it up and running, they'll be allowed to stay approximately 30 days. Of course, that may
Okay.
be give or take either way,
Depending.
on the situation. But the usual stay will be 30 days, because that's usually how
Well,
it is in
most likely your first order of protection will be a restraining order, right?
an order of protection. No,
Yes.
it's a temporary
Okay,
order.
an order of
We don't do
protection.
restraining orders.
Okay, but you have to have that for them.
Well, if they're in a domestic situation and they come into our agency, they just walk in on the street. I mean, we work with them, because a lot of times when they come in, they've not even filed a police report because they're
Right.
afraid to go to the police.
But I mean, that's, if you're gonna help them, that's usually one of the
Well,
things
usually,
that you have
when
to
they
get.
come in, they're seeking an order of protection.
Yeah.
Or, they want to be safe. And so we work on that, and we do that. And if there's criminal charges, we go to court with them. I'm a court advocate. Our clients never go to court alone, whether it's criminal court or civil court. Civil court is the order of protection, but if they violate it, then it turns into criminal matter. But there may be criminal charges for domestic assault, so we go to court with them for that as well.
Now, in the state of Tennessee, does the victim have to file charges, or is it automatically filed if there's a known injury?
What happens is when the officers are called to the scene of a domestic, usually we like for the victim to file them, but a lot of times they won't. But if an officer has probable cause, they have to make an arrest.
Okay.
If they see like there's, she's obviously has bruises on her, or there's, her clothes may be torn or something, or the house is array where they broke furniture, something's happened there.
Okay.
So they have to determine who the primary aggressor is.
Okay.
And make an arrest, because if they leave and they know there's been an assault there and they do not make an arrest and something happens, then they're liable.
Okay.
Because if they leave and say,
Well,
victim gets
I guess
killed,
I was asking, like, if the woman says, no, I don't want to press charges, the police still have to make an arrest.
If there's
If there's proof. Or probable
yes.
cause.
And see, once it's the warrant is taken out, the victim cannot even dismiss it. She'll say, drop the charges.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know,
She
too.
can't. It's in the DA's
Okay.
hands. It's in the
Okay.
state's hands.
Okay, let me try
and then
you.
the state will make that determination.
It's interesting. Okay.
Well, right now you're working, I know I talked to you earlier on grants to help with the maintenance of this as
Yes.
far as for utilities and everything. And of course, that's a lot of grant writing. But is there anything that you're desperate in need for right now?
Yes, we need towels and washcloths. We need sheets,
Okay.
bed linen, things of that nature. We will be collecting furniture throughout the year, because once we furnish our shelter, we'll have some set aside for ladies when we get them into housing for our families, because they don't have anything, and we can help set them up with their.
So where
furniture.
do people drop off towels and sheets and things?
Well, you can contact us and
Okay.
make sure somebody's there at 615-563-6690.
Okay.
Or our office cell is 615-464-5555.
Okay.
So, and we're 24/7, so you're always going to get somebody.
Okay.
Which is wonderful. But
So say your numbers again for everybody.
615-563-6690. That's
Okay.
the landline.
Okay.
And then our office cell is 615-464-5555. And we're here, 24/7.
And you do have a board that helps you.
Oh,
do
we have
you
an awesome
not?
board.
Yes.
We have a wonderful board. I love my board. Can I tell you who some of those are real
Sure.
quick? We have Chris Anderson from Crane. You know Chris?
I do.
He's our board chair, and he's just awesome. We just love Chris. And Mindy Gunner and Holly Pelham from over at First Bank. They're awesome. They work hard too, just like everybody else. We have Wanda Parker. I know everybody remembers Miss Wanda from First Bank several years ago. We have Leroy Brandon. He's a really awesome guy, real nice guy. I've known him all my life. He's a mess, but he's so much fun. I tell everybody he's my how does it go? My brother from another mother. Or how's that? But because we were raised together, like I said. And then there's Lois Larimer, and we have Sharon Canaday, Jennifer Kaufman. And am I leaving anybody? Because I don't want to leave anybody else out. I think I got everybody.
But you've got an active board.
Yes. Oh, we've got a wonderful board, and they all work hard, and they're all dedicated to our mission.
Okay.
And that's to stop the violence in Cannon County, because it is so rampant.
Or at least to
Yes.
help with it.
Exactly. And we're here to help. No one has to live in fear. They shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Not in their own home. And we work well with the schools and the hospital and the sheriff's, because I've had calls from the school and calls from the sheriff's department. I've had calls from the senior center.
Well, I've had people ask me how they could help because they were interested in it.
Oh,
so.
wonderful. Tell them to come right over.
I did.
Because you can't come to our doors and say, I want to help, unless you really mean it.
Unless
'Cause
you're
there's a
ready
lot of work to do.
Unless you're ready to work.
If we may be moving somebody, or we may be, you never know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Working on a fundraiser, because money's always an issue. That's another thing. If anybody's got any money, we can always use money.
Well, there's where you fall into DTC again. They had an event this year,
Yes,
their
they
first
did.
one. And what was it called? children are,
I can't remember what they called it, but they're awesome.
anyway, they raised, this was their first telethon, and they raised over $1,000 that
Yes.
went to domestic violence
Well,
in
we used
Cannon
it for
County,
our
right?
Christmas Angel, because we do the Christmas Angel here in Cannon County.
Right.
And that money went to help some very sweet, wonderful, needy children in Cannon County.
Okay, well, I think they plan on doing this again they raised over $7,000 total for all of the counties
Yes,
that they
ma'am.
represent. And it was broken down, according to, because you could direct where you wanted your money to
ma'am.
go. So
And we thank
I'm sure
everybody that
they'll do
donated to
that
that.
again too. So that's always a help. Every little bit does help.
Yes, ma'am. And I want to thank everybody that's been helping with the shelter so far. Yeah, we greatly appreciate all the donations and the help. And yeah.
Isn't that something that we even have to talk about this? I hate it that we even have to talk about this.
Well, I
It's
think
sad.
for a long time we didn't talk about it. And
Well,
it went on.
you're right.
And it
You're
went
right.
on, and people just didn't.
Well, people don't realize that seniors can even be it, because I think that we just forget about them because, they're old, and who's going to hurt
Well, the other
a senior,
thing that I guess I have a hard time comprehending is that people who are teenagers and date are there's domestic violence there, and they're just dating.
But you get in
I
a
thought-
situation and you don't
realize
you don't
it.
realize, and it comes. Sometimes it comes on slow, sometimes it's fast,
Right.
And you just don't.
And
you-
that's
you
what
think
I try.
it's your fault,
Right, and I try and tell some of our clients, because they come in, oh, well, they weren't always that way. Well, of course not the first time you went out together.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
beat you really, really bad. Would you went out a second time? Well, no. Well, then, okay.
But see, some of them do. Some
not-
of them get
the
beat up,
majority-
and they will date that person
But
again.
usually it's a gradual thing. It's not the first time
Oh,
they went
no.
out. No.
Listen.
Because the first time they go out, no, I'm not going to.
I'm
It's
just-
a gradual thing. It may start with a cut, a put down or a little shove or maybe a slap or, and
No, I'm not going to do any of those. I'm not. I mean, I think if that would have happened to me, he better be prepared for all-out war,
Well,
because
and-
we're going to get down and roll around.
Well, I think that's a lot easier said
Yeah.
than done, because I'll tell you, if you have low self-esteem and you've seen your parents, your father hit your mother or something, you think that's a natural
Now,
way
I
to.
do believe that. I
You-
believe
you
that
do.
that
No,
is-
And
I
then
mean-
too, because I've had conversations with police officers who are like, well, we're here to help them, and why are they still afraid? Well, a police officer's there 15 minutes.
Yeah.
This person's been with this
And
person
he's gotta
15
leave.
years. Yeah, and this person's been with this person for 15 years. They know what they're capable of.
Yeah.
And, they've tried to kill them before. So, if I leave, it's a sure bet they're going to find me and drag me back,
Yeah, and you see a lot of that in hospitals. I mean, I've been at hospitals all across the country, and it's the same everywhere. We're not unique in this
Right.
situation.
No, we're not.
People,
We're just smaller.
and people talk. I think people are talking more than they
Exactly.
used to, and they're not embarrassed, so embarrassed to say something because everybody thinks it's their fault.
Right.
And as women, sometimes we always
We internalize.
and we do, and we say, "Oh, I'm sorry," even when things are not our fault.
And we can fix everything.
We can fix everything.
and we
wow,
can, we
guys,
can
I'm
change
in
the
a whole
world.
different time zone here. I'm thinking, no, I'm not.
And I will
I see
say
women
this.
every day.
Yeah.
I mean, employees, strong employees, who every time I say something, say, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I said, "There's nothing to be sorry about. You're not sorry. We're going to fix this. But I see that all day long, every day.
And then, we can be in court and you can see the abuser trying to manipulate the victim right there. I mean, all they have to do is a look
Yes,
or,
I
a
can
posture or
see
something. And they're scared to death.
Yeah.
And trying to get them
because
on.
they've seen that look
Exactly.
before.
They know what's going
They
to
know
happen.
what's coming.
Yeah.
And they don't even have to do anything, just stand there. And so, we're trying to place ourselves between the victim and the perpetrator, or we've got one of the officers standing and barking them, and, it's like, well, y'all go take care of him or her or whoever that is over there. Just get them away.
Yeah. We could go on.
We need
and on,
to
so
let-
I need to let Deborah go.
I can talk all day. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you for coming
I'm
on,
sorry.
Lisa. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we remembered you were here. Okay. You were just so quiet over there.
And she's wonderful too. by the
She
way.
is.
Well, I'm
I know
listening,
she
I
is.
tell you. You learn a lot by listening.
Yes, you do. I don't know that I've learned
we
that.
have used Lisa, and she's. It's great to have resources, because we're a lot of times at the senior center, an information and resource center, so to speak, and we had somebody come in a crisis situation, and so I called Lisa because it was a domestic situation, and she was right there. So it's wonderful to have that resource and have that service here locally.
And it's
So-
wonderful they felt comfortable talking to you in the senior center.
Right.
You know,
to come
because-
in and
yeah.
know that we would be there to help. We more often than you might think, we have people come in just either to talk or need a resource or need information about community services. So yeah, it's great to have.
Well, I haven't had any domestic violence cases come in. I may have had one or two call me, and I probably sent them to Lisa. I'm not sure, but now as far as for being a resource center, I think they call the chamber for everything, because I even had someone from DeKalb County call and tell me that he wanted me to find out where he could take his trash. And
So did you?
no, I says, not in Cannon County. No. I told him to call the chamber in DeKalb.
Oh, funny. Funny. So what's going on in your neck of the
Oh
woods, sister?
goodness! Well, it's a new year, and so we have a lot going on in January, and as usual, lots of activities. But I think Carolyn had asked me to talk a little bit about becoming a member of the Senior Center and what's involved. And I think a lot of times people don't know how do I get connected or how can I become a member. And it's very, very simple. You just have to be 60 years of age or older, or have a spouse who's 60 years of age or older. Occasionally we do have people who are younger, because their spouse is older. So we want both to be
You
a
welcome
member. So
everybody.
we welcome them as well. But 60 is our cutoff. You do have to be 60. Other than that, there's no membership fee, and a lot of times people are shocked that we don't have a fee. It's just come in, fill out some paperwork, a lot of information we get, some things that we need to know. And then nutritional wise, we have them fill out a nutrition form. And then once a member, always a member. We do ask that they come in or at least call, or we contact them at least annually to make sure their information is still correct. But other than that, once a member, always a member.
But the senior center's open every day, except for,
Yes.
they're not open on Sunday, are they?
No, and we're not open on Saturdays on a regular basis. We have special events. We may have a fundraiser. We may have a day trip. But Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 o'clock is our regular.
And you're a very active senior citizen center. I think people have a stigma with senior citizen center. I'm not going up there with those old people and sit around and put puzzles together. That's not at all. I mean, there may be some that do that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's fine. I like to put puzzles together. I don't have time, but I like to. But the thing about it is, you go on trips, you have exercise, you have something going on. I guess what I looked at was your calendar, and I don't know if I brought it.
Yeah.
But they always send me the calendar
Here's one.
because of the events. Yeah. And I was
the
looking
calendars
at
on the
that, and
inside.
I thought, wow.
Yeah, there's one.
Yeah, here it is. There's
Yeah.
something going on all the time.
Well,
up
you
there.
know, our mission is to promote independence and wellness and activity. So we try to offer a variety of things because we have some seniors who are still employed and working.
Right.
And so we want to offer things for them as well. And one of the things that we do offer is an exercise class in the evening. So on Tuesday evenings, we have our center open from 5:30 to 7. We have an exercise class from 6 to 7. But if somebody doesn't want to participate in the class, they can just come in and work out in the fitness room. Because
But
we do
you
have a fitness
dance
center.
lessons.
Yeah,
and-
free ballroom
Yes.
dancing tonight.
Yes,
Yes.
on Wednesday evenings, there is a ballroom dance class from 4 to 6, and that is offered free. John Basinger does that for us.
Wow, that's
free
fun.
of charge.
You have silver sneakers.
We have a
and
line dancing
bingo
class
and-
during the day. Yeah, our exercise classes are very popular. Sheila Long is our exercise instructor. She does an excellent job. And we offer exercise classes on Mondays and Tuesdays, Tuesday nights, on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And she's getting ready to start the Tai Chi classes.
Oh, that's fun.
So
And when
in
is she?
January
Is she
and
going to do
February.
that during the day or?
During the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that will be starting at 10:15. Those will be on Mondays and then on Wednesdays.
And you do have a lunch that is
We
brought
do.
in.
We are a nutrition site. Now, UCHRA provides the nutrition, provides the meal. They rent our kitchen. And so then, but we are a site, and so on Mondays, well, every day but Wednesday. Wednesdays, there's not a meal
You're
served.
on your own. Huh?
Yes, but we do on at least 2 Wednesdays a month have some type of potluck or soup or something. And we've been doing a lunch and learn, which has been popular. And so we have a guest speaker to come in and educate us as we eat lunch together.
Okay.
And we all bring something, so it's potluck. And that's
good, yeah.
that's been a popular event. And this month, Sheriff Young is going to come. Talked about home safety.
Oh, I thought
prevent
you were going
home
to say he was going to
invasions.
talk about nutrition.
Well, he may, but no, he's going to talk about home safety and how to prevent home invasions, what to look out for, what to
good.
watch for
That's good. Yeah.
during these winter months when a lot of people are in and home or not getting out. And
Yeah.
so that'll be good. But yeah, we try to offer things. Food is good. Brings people in. We all like to eat.
Amen, sister.
So we offer that.
But you have trips that
Yes,
you can go on.
I'll talk a little bit about the trips. We offer day trips. This month we're going to Oakland's Mansion in Murfreesboro, and we're going to eat at the City Cafe, Historical City Cafe. But there's a tour of wedding dresses. And so we're going to see wedding dresses throughout the decades, and it should be a
that'd be
real
interesting,
event. They have
yeah.
like 60 or over 60
Wow.
wedding dresses, and so we're going to take a day trip and spend the day and do that on a Friday. But we also have longer trips, bus trips. We have a trip scheduled to Chicago, and then we have a trip scheduled to Savannah, Jekyll Island, and Beaufort. And we have to have 30 people to go on these trips before these trips will take. And you don't necessarily have to be a senior to go on our
Right,
trips.
that was gonna be my
it can be
next
family members,
question.
it can be friends, it can just be people in the community who want to travel. And so far, neither of these trips are booked. So we still have openings.
I would have figured the Savannah one, probably.
We have 12 people already. It's not until October of 2015.
Oh,
And we
okay. So
already
you got
have
plenty of
12
time. So you got
people
12 people
signed
signed
up
up. You got
for
time.
that. So we've got time.
Yeah.
And that trip will go, I feel. The Chicago trip, we don't have as many signed up for. So,
And when is that trip?
well, let me double check. I have
They
to look
don't
on
wanna
my
go
calendar.
when it's
June.
snowing.
It's in June.
In June.
June 8th through 12th. Yeah, we don't want to go in the wintertime on that
No.
one. It's very cold in Chicago. Then we have 2 air travel trips that are scheduled. One is in March, and that one is to Southern California. We do have several people going on that one. They're actually going to be, the Queen Mary is now a hotel, so they're going to be actually staying on the Queen Mary. So.
Oh, that's good.
And our air travel trips with the company that we travel with now, they have professional tour guides. So those trips typically take, whether we have, 5 people going, 2 people going, 10 people going. So, and then the other trip is a Western Frontiers trip to Yellowstone, Mount Rushmore. So we have a few people signed up for that one already. So.
People like Yellowstone. I've been there, but if you've never been there, you would.
I have not.
Now, I haven't been to Mount Rushmore. I haven't. I see that on TV.
As seen on TV.
So opportunities to travel, yes, we want people to come travel with us. Actually, people may or may not know that the travel, we're kind of like a travel agent, so to speak, for the trips that we book. And so it is a fundraiser for us. We do get a little percentage.
Oh, good.
And so that helps us out as well.
Well, it takes your time and everything. It does. And I
Right.
think people that don't drive or don't want to drive that far anymore, to have somebody do the legwork of putting it together and getting you there and making sure you get back and everything is
Right.
well worth it.
Yeah.
So I see you
them.
have trivia night coming up.
Yes, that's a real fun event. It's coming up Saturday night. And
Stevie asked me when I called over there today, she goes, "Are you going to come to trivia night?" And I says, "I can't even remember what happened or when it happened."
you might know actually more than you think.
Well, it would surprise me. I probably know it, I just can't remember when it happened.
Yeah,
Unless it
it's a real
happened
fun
last month.
event. It's quite competitive and challenging, but it's also a lot of fun.
Oh, I bet.
Because you have a team, and a lot of people have a team of either coworkers or friends or family, or you don't have to have a team. We have some. It's a table of 6, and so we
See.
have some who join in on the table, and
That's like me playing rook. You wouldn't want me as your partner. My husband doesn't want me as his partner.
So maybe if somebody has a team, they could pay for you to be on somebody else's team.
There we go.
That's a good
Sue, that
fundraiser.
might work.
We
That
can
might
put that
work.
as part of the fundraiser. Pay for Carolyn to go to another team, and you could table hop. I think that's a great way to
Hey,
raise some money.
I'd meet a lot of people, and I
You
could do
would.
that.
Well, you're so shy. I don't know. I don't know how that would work.
It's hard for me to get
I
along.
know. I'm so sorry.
You know, I think our senior center is certainly an asset to our community. I always have thought that, because you have people that come there every single day.
oh, we do. We have our regulars that come every day. They interact, they socialize, they come.
And this is good, because loneliness with seniors, especially if one of them is deceased or something, is a real problem. It really is. So.
Well, we have some that just come in and drink a cup of coffee and just interact.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we have some, like you said, come in and maybe work a puzzle or get on the computer, because we do have a
Get on the computer. I
room,
probably
yeah.
need to come up there and do that.
And then we have some that just come for exercise. We have some that just come for day trips. So yeah, we try to offer a lot for a lot of different people.
Well, see,
a lot of
that's
interest.
a good community thing,
It's
and
a
I
great
like that.
community, yeah.
And our fitness center is pretty unique.
It is.
Really.
It is.
Because we don't have a membership fee, and they can just come in and exercise throughout the day.
And it's busy all the time,
It
too.
is busy. Yeah.
Okay, you do a great job.
Well, thank you.
Deborah, you
Thanks
do.
for having me.
You do. You know, one of the other things I wanted to talk a little bit about is what happened in 2014. The Chamber had a great year.
I know.
We really did, and we're looking forward to another one, but we had 12 new members
Wow.
that joined in 2014. Now, if you're in Rutherford County, you're thinking, well, we get that in a month. We get that in a month, but
You're not in Rutherford County. It's
no, you're
Cannon
not.
County.
This is
That's
Cannon
right.
County, and that's good for
That's very
Cannon
good.
County. We had 6 chamber board meetings. We had 12 DTC shows. We had 50 WBRY radio shows, and all of these have been just what you see today. It's taking on things that are happening in the community, events that are happening in the community, new businesses, old businesses, everything's involved. The Chamber Board entered into 2 contracts to market Cannon County, which is industry. Whether you want to call it that or not, that's what it is, because getting people to come to your county and spend money, that's industry, any way you look at it. We updated the website, or the marketing company did, which is cannontn.com, so you can always contact that and find out what's going on. We showcased Cannon County at the Rutherford County Chamber After Hours. We contracted the Carson and Barnes Circus, which was a great show, terrible weather, but it went on. Believe me, it did. Those elephants went out there. And I would do that again because the actual show they put on was so good. We sponsored the Colorful Car Show. We assisted with the Cannon County Merchants Christmas Open House. We advertised and promoted most of the events in Cannon County. And of course, that was with the help of our partners in advertising, which is Cannon County, DTC 3, and WBRY Radio. And of course, the marketing company is also putting it outside of Cannon County. So there you go.
So
that's just a little bit of what we did.
So when's our annual banquet?
January 22nd.
And it's,
we'll be getting your invitations by Monday.
Okay.
Hopefully. And you will also, the members will be voting on the new board, which isn't really a new board, because we had no one rotating off. We had one that decided she would like to have her last year finished by someone else because of
Different things.
she's busy.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, this is something we go through every year. I have a great board to work with. They're all volunteers, and they all work to promote Cannon County. And of course, the Chamber Board will welcome the new year. We'll all take a deep breath and we'll start all over again. And that's about how that happens. And we want to thank DTC for letting
Amen.
us do
That's
this.
right.
We really do, because it's a great benefit, whether people realize it or not.
And they're so involved in the community, DTC,
they are.
in everything.
In all communities, not just ours.
That's right. That's right.
They're good.
They are. They do
I
a
like
good job. Me too.
Bye. And I hope you see us next month.
Happy New Year.
Yes.